Hello. I don't even know the date. I've been wanting to buy a calendar for like 6 weeks now, and I really need to get on it. It's mid February, and I'm not going to feel bad about not knowing the date because does it really matter? So I'm here today to talk about kind of like how we organize our lives and our habits and our actions. And one thing that I've been trying to do better is do things in batches. So, for instance, because I'm like stay at home, work from home mom, I am spending a lot of time tidying up after my kid, and we do a lot of food prep here for ourselves. And I feel like things can pile up quick with dishes. So, what I've been trying to do with the dishes is like we will make a bunch of food. I'll rinse everything, give it a quick rinse, but I leave it and not do the dishes until later on, because if you get caught up in always trying to keep your sink like beautiful and dish free, you can miss out on things. You can miss out on that like opportunity to get outside. It's winter and the sun goes down like around 5ish. Which is improving. It's going to go down a little later and later now. But that's one thing, is like I don't want to miss out on that opportunity to spend at least an hour a day outside, which is really important. They say up to 3 hours a day, which will be easier in the warmer months. But anyway, you have to pay the bills, so you have to do what you could do. So if you can only get outside for like a few 10-minute increments during the day, then that's what you have to do, even if it's cloudy, okay? I'm gonna stop there with my outdoor talk. So one thing I've been trying to do though is batch do the dishes. And if we make a mess and then we sit here and we're doing like some arts and crafts, a lot of time I will like my mind, my eyes will take me over to those dishes, and I will literally be like in my head, like I have to do them. So even if I'm like, I'm not going to do them right now, I'm thinking about them. So I have to change my perspective and like literally leave the room. We have to go in her bedroom maybe and read some books, or even if it's not the dishes, it's a pile of laundry. Don't look at that laundry. If you have laundry to put away, like put it in a basket in the closet, and you're not going to forget about it. You'll get to it later on, but don't look at it because it's just going to kind of like consume you. And whenever I've heard of people saying like, oh, you have to be present and get to know yourself, I'm always kind of like, what does that mean? Well, I think over the last like almost year on this journey of, separating from each other because of what's going on, I think people have gotten to know themselves better, and hopefully we've identified things about ourselves besides maybe letting some bad habits build or even good habits. We have to be true to that. So, part of getting to know yourself, I think, is like feeling what you're feeling and like identifying it and saying to yourself, like my mouth is dry right now, I need a glass of water. Like, it's so easy to be on autopilot, whether you're like a stay-at-home parent, work from home parent, homeschool from home parent, or maybe you don't have kids and you just like you're starting a business, running a business. Maybe you're a parent and you're starting or running a business, and you can get caught up in a lot of things. And you've heard, I'm sure, like every time you check your phone, check an app or something like that, it takes you off task of what you might have currently been doing for several minutes. So I think for a lot of us, not everyone, because some people are really good, true multitaskers, but I think we have to really like hone in on our self-care. I know that's like an overused term right now, and realize sometimes like, how am I feeling? So like you even might be someone that lets out like a heavy sigh. That should be like a trigger to you. Like, you need to take care of yourself because you're like getting down on yourself or something. There's some kind of a dark cloud there, I feel like. And if you don't like verbalize the heavy sigh, maybe it's just like a little tightness in your chest. It could be triggered by so many things. Sometimes for me, it's like getting back to clients right away who I coach, or like people putting in, food orders or talking about like their fitness plan. It can get overwhelming. Sometimes it's like a good overwhelming feeling. Someone pours their heart out about like an autoimmune disease they're going through, and you start researching ways to help them, and then, you start corresponding with them. It could be sometimes like, it could be like, I guess, being like an empath and like feeling things and really like taking in emotions and dwelling on that. It can be a lot to manage, and that's life. We all take on things, and I think it's like a constant balance of, multiple plates in the air at once. But getting back to what I was talking about, I think it's really important to recognize how we're feeling and be true to ourselves, because if we're not good and we're not giving ourselves what we need, then we can't take care and serve others, or serve our children, our family, our customers, our clients, whatever. So one thing I've been doing lately, along with like batch doing the dishes, is like batch reading like emails or texts and getting back to people like in batches. And you can't feel guilty about that either. Unless you're a doctor on call, or you don't have your kid with you, you can put your phone on airplane mode for a little bit and not get back to those people and that correspondence, and live your day and go about your day and like batch do things. So dishes, laundry, all the elements of running a business. I try to give a few analogies because I know not everyone relates to the mom thing. These are all things that we are going through in life. And I just said to a friend too, I texted, I feel like I've been working on things since like 1999, I definitely go to sleep at night like I got to get these things going. And he wrote back something like, it's going to be that way until like maggots are eating you. And I think that was an interesting way to think of it. Like, that's life. So we're going to be working on things that we're passionate about. And like, unless you like come out with a book or something like that, you're not going to have like, boom, that feeling of like, I completed a project and it's over. Many of us have things going on constantly, and that's good. And it's just thinking back, several times a day, even when we get into like that autoimmune, when we're on autopilot, thinking about like, what do I need right now? Maybe I need to step outside. Maybe I need to like stretch out on my yoga mat. Maybe I need to just like, like I always say, have enough space in your room where you could just like starfish out somewhere and like, just do what feels good. Put on some music, call a friend, call a family member. It's a lot to keep track of. And I also suggest writing it on paper, because for some of us too, like we get these apps where we keep track of our hydration and our sleep. And these tools were meant to help us, and they're great. And I'm sure they're working great for some people, but they also do like keep us coming back to the phone. And so that's not what this talk about is. This talk is about doing things in batches. So yeah, I've said enough. Let me know your thoughts if you have any ideas for someone like many of us right now. We're taking on multiple tasks. How do you stay focused and take care of yourself? What are your little habits or things that you do? All right, thanks. Peace.